Hi, and welcome to episode 62 of Two Crafty Stitches. Today is April 11th, 2020. I am Sandy, also known as Knits and Bits.
And I'm Kelly, also known as Pearly Girl 75.
So, I guess let's jump right into what we got because I'm a little excited, but
okay.
I'll let you go first.
Oh, so I get my stuff's not as exciting. Is that what you're trying to say?
Whatever.
No. Okay.
Whatever. I just like to, postpone the excitement a little bit.
Okay. So I was on Instagram a lot lately. I've been on Instagram a lot lately, looking at stuff, and trying to support businesses. It's very important at this time for people who are able to support businesses. Why not? And so I placed an order with Simply Sock Yarn Company, or I think it's Simply Socks Yarn Company, but their website is simplysock.com. And they were doing a special the week that I ordered it. I don't think the special is not going on right now. But the week that I ordered it, every order received a project bag. And so I'll show you the project bag first because the yarn I ordered is in the project bag. There's Klaus. So anyway, we got, and look at how big this project bag is.
That is a nice size.
I thought at first it was going to be like a little sock size one, but then I read the description. It was like, it can fit however many balls of yarn. And I was like, that's really big. But anyway, I thought it was really cute. It's just, a plain canvas bag, but it's a really nice size for big projects and stuff. So I ordered 2 things of yarn. I'm trying to see if I have in my paper, hold on, anything that I need to talk about. No, okay. So I ordered some Regia Potpourri color yarn
that I can
use to, it doesn't have a name. It's like color number 26074 or whatever. I don't know. Like, it doesn't have a name. But anyway, I ordered it. It was on clearance, and I'm going to make some socks for my mother out of it. And then I ordered for me.
Yeah, I'm about to sneeze, sorry.
Oh, I was like, okay. And then I ordered for me.
I'm crying.
Yeah. I ordered some sock yarn for myself, big surprise here. And this is from Hedgehog Fibers. And I think the colorway, it might say Bijou. I'm not sure. It's made in Ireland. It's like a speckly one. And the colors actually are showing up pretty nice on my camera today. And it came with a little, mini speckly yellow one for like toes and heels. And I thought that was really pretty. And so I ordered it. And that's my new stuff.
I like it. What are you going to make with that one?
You know what? Okay. So this one, obviously, I said I was going to socks for my mom, whatever. I haven't decided a pattern or whatever, but what I thought with this one is a pair of socks, a pattern I haven't done in a long time. And that is the, what was it? The spring forward socks that we did before. I thought it's very springy looking. And I think that's what these will be eventually.
I think get around to it. Great.
Yeah. Anyway,
did you get your March fiber?
I did, but that's also my current project thing. Okay. So I'll talk about that later.
Okay. Yeah, because I thought there was that. So
there is.
I got some hand carders this week. And I forgot. So they are unfinished. I actually had to put them together and I didn't realize that. So I had to find my electric screwdriver, and luckily that was still charged. So I don't know where the charger is, but it's unfinished. I'm thinking about maybe staining it, but I don't know.
Okay.
I'm gonna hold off on that part. But
you could stain it, or you could just put like some clear stuff on it, and if you wanted to keep the same color, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, either or.
Yeah.
So.
Or you could stain it and put some clear stuff on it.
I could. Or they have the ones where you can put the stain and it already has the clear stuff on it. And then we're recording.
We're so technical too. The clear stuff.
The clear protector.
Whatever. I'm sure there's a name for it, but I don't know it.
Polyurethane?
Maybe. I don't know.
It's poly something. So we were going to record a little bit earlier this morning, but I had a package come in. I wasn't supposed to be here until Monday, so I haven't even broken the seal yet. So I figured we'd do the unboxing here. I haven't even gone on to Ravelry to see if anybody else has received it. So if you guys do get the Paradise Fiber kit and you have not received it yet and you don't want to know, then now
look away.
Yeah, look away. Like, open this. Okay. So let's see. Let Them Make Yarn. It's the April kit. And they do corresponding tissue paper. I love it every time. So it's nice and flowery. Perfect for the season. Okay, and we have a blue bag. It's a blue satin bag with rambouillet wool.
Ooh, that's fun to spin.
I don't think I've spun that.
One of my earlier spinning projects was rambouillet, and I liked it a lot.
And it is all undyed. It is very soft.
Yeah.
Then I have a pink satin bag that is Angora wool top. So this is 2 ounces. Oh, that's very soft too. And then I have 4 ounces of this. Let's see. And then there is one 550-yard spool of plying thread. I have never done anything with plying thread before. I'm going to have to actually really read along.
Yeah, research.
And then a little case, little plastic containers. Let's see. There is, a bunch of beads that I just kind of pulled out. A flower progress keeper.
Oh, okay.
Stitch marker. So it's on one of the interlocking ones. Just threw a bead on the floor. Oh, this is a different type of tea. So she's always sending teas. So this is Famous Teas Queen Anne. I don't know if it's actually focusing.
Yeah.
It's trying
it's going in and out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is a bright and smooth blend of different types of teas. And then a little more beads everywhere. Jesus. A little needle threader.
We can't see that. There we go.
I had a stray bead that I could
see.
Oh, there's the other one. Okay.
And he's like, look at my item.
Look at, can you see that? Yeah. So the beads are really pretty. I'm not taking them out again.
Okay.
They're all iridescent. They are fake pearl beads. So this is fun. Oh, there's sheep logo. Yeah, I was wondering where the sticker is because they always have a sticker. The sheep logo will not be making a an appearance as a sticker in this month's package as she is practicing social distancing. That is too funny. So, and it has information about each of the fibers. With a cute little picture.
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess this is for core spinning. It's a great way to spin short staple fibers. So maybe I'll try core spinning.
Yeah.
But I love this. It's so soft. And maybe I'll have to use my hand carders to blend it.
Maybe.
What? Oh, okay. Don't let me forget to get that bead on the floor because my vacuum or the dogs are going to end up destroyed.
Yes.
Okay. So that's the only two new things that I have right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yep.
But for works in progress to go with my new item of my hand carders, I went through, and I don't even remember how much fiber this was. It's my alpaca that I tried to wash like 2 years ago when I built the hackle. Might have even longer. And apparently I didn't do a good enough job washing it because I spun like a bit of it and I stopped because my hands just kept on getting black from all the dirt.
Oh. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I've talked to a bunch of people and they said to use Dawn dish soap, the blue stuff, not because I was reading stuff online to, use like shampoo and that just wasn't cutting out the dirt. And I had done multiple baths. I even ran it through the washer, light, delicate mode, and it still wasn't. So I ended up washing it like 4 or 5 times, and then my huge laundry hanging thing that I showed last time that exploded.
Right.
I hung that up on my shepherd's hook out back to let it air dry. And it was a gorgeous 2 days we had in the 70s. It wasn't humid during the day, just early in the morning. And it dried very well. Towards the end of the day, it started getting really windy. And it actually blew it off the shepherd's hook and was tumbling around in my backyard. Luckily, there's those zippers.
Yes, it was all encased.
Yes.
Okay.
So the house that I bought has a place set in the back with like the handlebars and whatnot. So it had the Velcro. I put it up there. It was so windy, it came off of there too. It was rolling around in the backyard. So, but I used my hand carders just to try it out, and I made some Rolags. And my hands did not get completely destroyed and dirty with it, so I think it actually washed it pretty well.
Good.
So I'm excited to do that.
Yes.
And then I repicked up my Athena tunic, which was another reason why we were delayed because I noticed there was some issues in the cabling. So still early on in the body, I have 9 of these repeats that I need to do before I could actually start doing the top part. I guess that's to the armholes. And I have 1, 2, 3. I'm finishing up my 4th one. So.
And what yarn is that?
Oh.
Yarn?
It is Lion Brand's jeans.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, in the vintage. I don't remember when or where I picked it up, but I figured I really liked the color and figured it would be a good wear.
Yeah.
So
it'll go with lots of stuff.
Yes, because I know I like gray
in your wardrobe.
Hopefully, we'll see once I get done with it. So, because I have a few things where I'm like, this will be great, and I'm like, I need to redo the sleeves because they just feel awkward. Yeah. So, those are my works in progress. Yes. Oh, well.
Okay.
I have a hoe.
Yeah.
So, did not talk about this last time, but Kelly, you saw. I started, where is it? A bat. It's my first bat spinning from Nitty and Color. There we go. It's Quick Sizzle. It is Angelina, Bamboo, Falkland, Firestar, Merino, Milk Fiber, and Nylon. So I don't think this does enough justice.
You can see like a little bit of the sparkle once in a while, but the colors are looking good.
Yeah, the colors look just about, but there's actually a lot of sparkle in there. But I had to close the window, so yeah.
Yes.
So I'm gonna apply that this weekend. So that's all my stuff.
Oh, okay.
It's all you now.
Oh, so what am I working on? I haven't really, let me just, what have I been working on? I've kind of been working on a little spinning project on a spindle. I don't know if I showed this. Did I show this last time? I don't remember.
I don't know, but we talked about it this week.
We talked about it this week, but we recorded 2 weweeks ago. So
I know, so I don't remember.
Time is like whatever right now. So I was working on it when we did the spin-in 2 weeks ago, the first time we did the spin-in. The virtual spin-in that you can find a link to it on a spinner study, and there's some other places they post it on Facebook. And it's the lady who does the dataless spinning wheels, and she's also got a little virtual
their Facebook, right? It's on their Facebook too?
Yes, it's on us. Well, probably, yeah. And so she's been hosting it during the week, like a spin-in that Sandy and I have done the past 2 weeks. So anyway, this is what I did the first week that I was working on, and I don't think I've really done anything since then on it. But I have it nearby in case I have like free time. And so it is long dog hand spun. It's a mouthful right there, from Sun Dog Fibers. And I got it at the Florida Fiber Inn. It's 100% merino, and it's like a 2-ounce thing. I think I did show this. I don't know, whatever. But I haven't really, obviously, if you did see it before, there's really been no progress. So whatever, just pretend you never saw it. Anyway, this is what the fiber looks like. Since I have like semi-decent lighting, I can actually show colors. So anyway, so that's my little bit of spinning that I'm working on currently, kind of, sort of. And then I have, I've got the knitting that I've been doing, and I haven't really done much on this since I showed it to Sandy on Wednesday, but whatever. So this is from my Vesper Sock Yarn Remix Club, and this is the March colorway called Falling Water Remix, and it's got, the mini is just a gray, so you can see. I think that this club, though, that I talk about all the time, because I'm trying to knit up the socks, like, the yarn as I get it, I think that it, like, you had to limited time to sign in for the club, if I'm not wrong, so I don't think anyone else can sign into it, because it was like a year-long thing. But anyway, so this is the yarn, all caked up, and here's the little mini that came with it. And then I've, of course, because this is my year-long project that I've been working on, I'm making my No Purl Monkeys.
Yay!
Guys, because I'm going to do that with every single one of the colors that I get, because then it'll show off the stripes and stuff. So yeah, so that's the first one. And then I'm just going to do the gray for the heels, I think, on this pair. So there's like a little bit of variation. Sometimes I do the other color for like the toes and the heels, or the heel and the whatever. And this one, I think I'm just going to use the gray for the heels.
I like those colors.
I do too.
Did you start knitting it on Wednesday, like before Wednesday?
Yes.
You did?
I did.
I remember seeing it not caked up.
I think I sent you a picture.
Oh, okay.
But then when we talked after the spin-in thing for a little while, I think I pulled it out and I was like, this is what I'm working on. But yeah, because I got it, I think, on Monday in the mail, and then I started it Tuesday or something. I don't know.
Yes, because I remember you were super excited about it in the mail.
Yes. Well, because I thought it was coming, like when we recorded last time on a Sunday, like 2 weeks ago, I thought I had a post, a package from the post office coming in the mail on Monday. And I was like, oh, it's my club. It's my club. It's my club. It was not my club. It was something else I had ordered. So, so then and then every time I'd get a little package, I'm like, oh, it's it. Yeah. And so it came like the week after that. And so I was very, very excited when it came, because I was like, it's here. Yes. And so I like ran upstairs with it. I took a picture of it, and then I ran upstairs and put it on my Swift and like caked it up like that night, I think. Yeah. Like literally opened the mail, took a picture of it, and ran upstairs. And
so you could start with your socks.
Yes. Because I was at the point where I was going to start the spring forward, or whatever they're called, socks I was going to cake up the other yarn that I got, because I was like, I need to have a little project sitting around, but I was waiting for this. So, and it came, and I was able to start it, and I haven't really, this is all I've done on it. So
that is okay.
So I have something that's kind of finished. It's
Yes,
not 100% finished. Because it's some spinning that I had been working on off and on for a while. And when we did the spin in the other night, this is what I was working on. I plied it. So I plied it on Wednesday night. And then right before we were recording, I was putting it on my niddy noddy. Because it was still, and then I was like, oh no, let me at least get it on the niddy noddy. So that way, like probably this afternoon, I'll do the whole soaking and setting the twist and stuff. But anyway, but I thought you could see it like on the niddy noddy, because you can see more of it than just in the whatever. Here, let me show you where it's not. So there it is. It's a 2-ply, and it's from, look how prepared I am. From Into the World. It is the February 2017 shipment when I was in their club. It is Polworth, and it is in the Zephyr colorway. And it looks like as of right now, I counted it, and I have like 286 yards of a 2-ply.
Nice.
I thought it was going to be more. I was really hoping for more, but anyway, I always average between like 150 to like 250 or 200 or less than 300 even on my 2-ply. Like I can never, I don't know, whatever. And it's not even that thick. Like look at how thin it is. So I'm like, what the heck? How do people who take 4 ounces of fiber get like hundreds and hundreds of yards of it, even when they 2 or 3-ply it, and I can get like, if I'm lucky, over 200. I don't understand. But anyway, so, and it's of course not very consistent, and I know that, and that's fine, whatever. But I took it and I split the braid in half, and then I spun half of it on one bobbin, like one end, that's like, I did it so that it was like this color, like color A to color Z, and then the second one I spun Z to A, and then plied it together so that I would get ultimate barber poling and stuff. So, yep.
Nice.
That's it for me with my stuff.
So, I have a few things.
Okay.
I finished, I guess we'll start with this. Well, my rubber band from trying to, I lost that. So I finished my Midas hat. And it is in the lime and violet colorway. Back from, let me go back. I don't know how many years ago.
At least a decade.
Yeah. And it is in the Suicidal Koi. I had 425 yards. I think I maybe only used half the ball.
That's a lot you have left.
I know. And so I'm not a huge slouchy hat fan because, I don't know, I have a small head.
Yeah.
So I think I did it.
Yeah. I mean, It's not like it's supposed to be super slouchy and stuff. So yeah.
Yeah, I did, because I did it about an inch less than what it says. I think it was supposed to be like 9 inches and did 8.
Yeah. Yeah, because we discussed that, because I was like, you're going to end up having so much more if you do that.
So I don't know what I'm going to do with this. I might.
You could make either a matching cowl or some matching like fingerless gloves to go with your hat and have like all.
I mean, I could make like small little gloves.
Yes. And then you could wear them with your hat.
I could. We'll see. So I have that, and then
you can make one sock.
I can make a lot of baby socks. Okay, and so last time I think I showed a few of my Shetlands that I had spun up. I don't remember which ones. I think I just copied it. So I showed you the yellow, which I lost this week. I had it up on the bookcase over here and with all the other ones, and it disappeared. And so now it's not super nice because I think one of the dogs might have pulled it down and luckily there's no like breaks in it, but I'm gonna have to probably reskein it up because this is just killing me. I don't know. Because I mean, look at that. It's
Well, how soon are you planning on using it though? I mean, have you set the twist in it already?
yeah.
Okay, well, how soon are you planning on using it?
I have no idea.
Because if you're planning on using it right away, don't rescan it because you could just wind it into a ball for knitting.
I know, but I don't know what I want to
using
make with it yet.
Oh, okay. Well, then rescan
Yeah.
it.
So we'll just go over everything. So this was the first one that it's killing me. Let me just tuck that in so I don't have to look at it. So it's so bad over there. Okay. Okay, so this is the yellow, and it's naturally dyed in Shetland, and I had 155 yards out of 2 ounces, and it's 2-ply. And that was the first one I spun.
That's what I'm saying.
And then this was also another one that the dogs got, but this was after I found the yellow one, and they went back in and grabbed the stuff. It was the blue, also in Shetland, 2 ounces, 177 yards.
Oh, I got almost 200 yards from 2 ounces.
They also pulled down the green one, but did not destroy it. Oh, but hold on, it's killing me. It's all the dog's fault, and or the cat's. I don't know. So the green. So all of these are 2 ounces Shetland. I'm just gonna, so I don't keep on repeating myself. I got 193 yards. And then the red, I got 177 yards. And then the white is 177 yards. So that's about average for me on the, it seemed like 177. And it's still kind of thick and thin. I mean, you can see like right there. One's more poofy than the other. And I did all this from the fold to try and create more air, more loft. So I don't know what in the heck I'm going to do with this. Maybe a cowl with some like color works.
Maybe, yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah.
I had to go and put these back in the Ziploc that I threw it in for spinning so the dogs can't destroy it. Because, yeah. So I don't know.
Yep.
And so when I was spinning this, I going back because I just started thinking when you were telling me about your applying. I didn't really think about like splitting the bat. I'm like, just spin, yay!
Yeah.
So I don't know how I'm gonna apply this. I don't think I want to do a 3-ply for it because
you could wind it into like a ball and
yeah, it's just gonna be
outside
a lot. And then it's gonna be
it's gonna be a lot because I get 5,000 yards out of every ounce I spin.
It's not 5,000. It's probably like 100. If it's too. I mean, I maybe got 300 yards from the 4 ounce, right?
Do what?
I got like 300 yards from that 4 ounce on 3-ply. So that's
yeah, and I got less than 300 out of 4 ounces 2-ply.
Hold on, let's see. Oh crap!
It's not even that thick.
So
why you doing me so wrong?
So that will lead us into the what are we?
When our spinning, I'm gonna ask that. That's what I'm gonna be like. I'm gonna break into our spinning Zoom and I'm gonna be like, people, tell me. Yes.
So for those of you guys that don't know it, Blueprint, which they're not sponsoring us, but I just found out about this.
It'd be nice
last week. But I know.
They used to be Craftsy.
Yes. So Blueprint with no E, because that will take you to like some other website. It's not bad, but they're trying to sell you stuff.
Yeah.
They are letting people watch all of their classes for free until April 16th. So there's a few days left. I actually finished the fiber preparation for spinning by Esther Rogers, which I'm reading because I completely would have forgotten that. And I did that before I got the hand carders, and I was telling Kelly, I did exactly what she said, was trying to go like this, and like, this isn't working. So I'm going to have to try those locks, which, that's another new thing. I don't know where they are, though. I put them somewhere because they were just frustrating me instead of like doing the rolling motion. So, but I started the drafting from worsted to woolen with JC from Ply Magazine. And
yes.
So I am still on the very beginning part. So first, she's like, even if you're really familiar with like the short forward or the short backwards, go through it in this order, watch everything, practice it, rewatch it if you need to work on your technique. And I was realizing that when I do it, I'm really close when I'm doing like my short forward. And she's like, you should be further back.
Yeah.
So I tried that. I mean, how many?
No, I'm saying that I'm further back because that's just how I started.
Yeah, and I never really watched videos. I just did it from, I'm spindling. I'm really close because otherwise it's going to fall.
Yeah.
So I'm learning things, and so we're doing I'm on the episode for spinning from the fold, and they're going through like difference between the rovings and the bats, and I've never done the long draw.
Yeah, same here.
And that's going to be one of the ones that's on there, and the best reasons to do it because you get different types of yarns by the different types of methods that you spin. So yeah. I didn't realize that either.
I actually, back when it was Craftsy, I bought that class and I've watched it and tried stuff. So yeah, I haven't watched all of it, but I've clicked on like, because I know I wanted, when I was going to do some spinning from the fold, I was like, there's a whole chapter in spinning from the fold. So I clicked on that, watched it, and then did my whatever I was doing with it.
So one of the other things I want to do, I want to look on here is, what was it? There's spinning dyed fibers with Felicia Lowe.
I have that class also, and I've watched that whole class too, and it's a really good one.
Yeah, so because I just go off of what you say, because I'm like, or let's just wing it, see how it goes.
Yeah, no, I've done her through back when it was Craftsy, but it's now all of that's been transferred over to Blueprint. So all my classes that I had before, because they would have like every once in a while they'd run specials on Craftsy where they'd be like, this weekend classes are half off, and I'd be like, there's a spinning one, let me buy it, so I have it forever and that type of stuff. So
yeah. And there's a lot of like new things. Ply to knit, spin the yarn you really want. So do you have that one?
Possibly. I think I have like all the spinning ones.
There's only 9 of the spinning ones.
Yeah, I think I probably have at least 6 or 7 of them.
And I'm hoping I can like get through that because there's like other ones I want to look at. I think there was like there's like 20 gardening ones. And let me just say, Kelly knows, I love to get plants and I love to kill them because they don't love me. So, small space gardening. I have so many plants downstairs right now because it's still kind of cold outside, and I am just trying to keep them alive. I even
Blueprint, Blueprint, they have like they have like sewing classes, and they have like cooking and all sorts of stuff. I know my coworker Kat was using the Blueprint how to make masks. Little workshop that they did. So.
I was going around and just looking, and there was like even ones that aren't like craft type stuff. Unlock your planner potential. I mean, I should probably do that to become a better, person on using a planner.
Yeah.
Journal writing. nailing your job interview. So
all sorts of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How to do upcycling on furniture. Seriously.
Yeah.
So
and being able to watch them for free is really cool too. So
I know.
They're all open,
Yeah, you can't download any of the resources, but you can watch it until like over and over until the 16th.
Yeah.
And who knows, maybe they'll even extend that.
Yeah, you never know.
Yep.
Yeah, speaking of things that you can watch for limited times, segueing into this portion where we just like ramble about stuff. Let's be real. So I know that because I'm a big music theater fan, and Broadway has gone dark through pretty much June. But a lot of things that are like that they've done what are called pro shots. So, like that they've produced either to like show on PBS or whatever, they're all being made available to stream. So like a lot of Andrew Lloyd Webber, I think every week he's making one of his available like per week, like on YouTube, I think. But then this weekend, the musical Bandstand, I think starting last night, and I think it's only through the 17th, but you can pay, it's like $6.99. The money goes to the Actors Fund, and you can stream it for like 3 full days. You can watch it as many times as you want to in those 3 full days. And I highly recommend the show. I didn't get to see it in person. It was apparently, I think it was on tour, but it never came through here where I am. But they did the pro shot. They filmed it when it was on Broadway, and then they put it in movie theaters. And so I watched it there. And so I'm planning hopefully to get time to sit down this weekend and pay my $6.99 and watch it again, because I'd like to see it one more time. But it's about like at the end of World War II, it's about the soldiers coming back from World War II. And I know when it was in the movie theaters, they even gave money to different, some of the purchase, some of the money that went from our tickets went, and I think they did that on Broadway too, but I could be wrong, that they also contributed part of their proceeds to like different veterans organizations and stuff. So that's something that's available that's out there. Like a whole bunch of things like that are coming around where it's like, oh, look, you can watch this for this limited time, and for not too much money either, that goes to a good cause, but something that you wouldn't get to see necessarily. So yeah.
Yeah, because I like the gyms are doing that, and wrong thing. And yeah, and I think it's great that a lot of those places are doing things like that, especially for people that like they're in a rural area, right, and they'd want to go do it, but they don't want to drive 4 or 5
because like even when they put Bandstand out as a Fathom event or whatever it was, I think it was one of the Fathom events, it wasn't in every single movie theater. Like in Tampa, it was in like one movie theater, and we're a relatively large city. So yeah, and it was like 2 showings or 1 showing in the one movie theater. So I think it's neat that they're putting it out. Last weekend, John and I got on our Disney Plus account and we watched Onward.
How was that?
It actually, okay, so, and you all know that I speak what I think about things. So when I saw the trailer for the movie, I thought this looks stupid. Like I honestly saw the trailer and I was like, and I remember even being at work and we were watching the trailer one morning before we got on the clock or whatever. And we're like, look at this stupid looking movie that's coming out. Like who on earth would go and see this, blah, 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 blah. So of course, like last weekend, because it was available, like they put it out last Friday or whatever. And so John's like, let's try and watch 1 movie per weekend or whatever. And just like, sit down and have time, just watching a movie. So he was like, let's watch Onward. And I was like, really? I mean, it looks so dumb, blah, blah, blah. I really enjoyed it. I did. Yeah, I did really enjoy it. So it was a lot better. The trailer made it look absolutely dumb, but it was not absolutely dumb. And it, it had a good message, and, it had, I mean, the talent that was in, the voice actors, and even just like, not just the talent of the voice actors, but like, Disney and Pixar, like the stuff they're putting out with doing, their movies on computers just always amazes me anyway. But like the amount of detail that they're able to get in things now is just, you just look at it and you're like, wait, how, that looks like it's a real thing. It doesn't look like it's a cartoon, like that type of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
But no, I feel you on that, because when I was, I saw the, hold on, I'm doing a cable at the same time. I saw the preview for it online somewhere, and it just like started showing up all the time. And I think that might have been one of the reasons I just was getting frustrated by it. I'm like, I don't want to watch it, because every time I would go to any web page that was on, I don't have Disney Plus, and I don't search Disney, so I don't know why I was targeted for that. But, yeah.
Yes. Well, I recommend it. It was good.
Okay, so I might have to give it a try.
Yeah. Yeah, and and it was neat. Like there were little, I was talking to because one of my coworkers, she and her husband watched it too, and she was like, he really enjoyed like all the Dungeons and Dragons type of references, and there's like Lord of the Rings references, and also because it's like a whole fantasy movie. So
okay, yeah, I did not get that from the previews I saw.
Yeah,
but I just started scrolling past them whenever they came up. I don't know.
Yeah,
I get frustrated easily.
Yeah. Well, also things that are happening online now. There are a few of the, because a lot of the yarn festivals and all of that have been canceled.
Mm-hmm.
And so I know I recently saw that Maryland Sheep and Wool, which was canceled because it's supposed to be the first weekend in May, and it has been canceled, but they are this first weekend in May, there's going to be the whole weekend is going to be virtual Maryland Sheep and Wool. Yes.
Ooh, I didn't see that.
Yes. So if you go to Facebook, it's all about me talking about Facebook today.
Okay, hold on. So I'm going to forget. Okay.
If you go to Facebook and you look, like I had liked the Maryland Sheep and Wool page like several years ago, but they have a group now that is like, I don't remember what it's called. It's online something Maryland Sheep and Wool or whatever. And it's a group you join, and then they have like the details in there. Let me look at my Facebook groups real quick and see if I can pull it up.
There's Sheep in Maryland.
Maryland Sheep and Wool Festival online community on Facebook. It's a group that you join. And
hold on. Festival online community. Watch us Facebook.
Yes. So they are going to be having, I just pulled it up on my phone. That weekend, they are going to be having a virtual vendor marketplace. They're doing a virtual fleece sale, because the fleece sale is a big part of Maryland Sheep and Wool. And they're going to have an online swag store where they're selling like t-shirts, sweats, it says totes, posters, note cards, mugs, etc. And it's a limited selection, and they're going to, the 2020 Maryland Sheep and Wool thing are going to say apart yet together on them.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah, and it does say that, because of their governor's order, that the company that prints it has to wait to print it. So you can pre-order stuff that weekend, like starting May 2nd, and then it'll just ship out to you whenever they're able to, because they're not an essential business. So then they'll ship it out. But that's also a good way, like, to support some, vendors, because Maryland Sheep and Wool has a ton of vendors.
Yeah, and they'd be hurting.
Yes. So yeah, it's the same weekend that the actual festival would be, but they're going to do it online.
I like that.
Join the Facebook group and find out all about it.
So, I think everybody knows that I went to Clemson, and where is it? So it was last weekend, the weekend before. I think it might have been last weekend. They were doing or supposed to be doing a run for veterans, and it's always local, so I never do it. Oh, where is it? But they did it online this time. So I actually went through and signed up, bought a t-shirt, and I don't know when they're going to send it.
Yeah.
I hope that I'm still on the list. I'm not going to lie. I don't know if there was anything else I was supposed to do for it. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't even find it anymore. I wonder if I like
Oh no.
deleted it. Um, yeah, I don't even know what to look for. If I put virtual, I know like I'm gonna have so many things right now for that.
Yeah.
Um, mile of honor. There we go. Yeah, so I signed up. It was a mile of honor, and that was on the 4th. So yeah, that was last week.
Yep.
So, huh. I might have to look into when I'm supposed to be getting that stuff. Thanks for reminding me.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. So I have a tale to tell about my experience last night.
Okay.
So my friend, and Sandy knows Mike also, but my friend Mike, sent me a message about a week ago, and he was like, "Hey," because my husband and I host these almost like they used to be called silent dinners, but they're for ASL students to get together with deaf people and practice signing and hanging out and everything. And they're at local restaurants. We have them at different restaurants every Friday. Well, obviously we haven't had one of those since like March, and we have a schedule still through the end of May, but chances are we're not going to have any the rest of the semester, and we'll just like reevaluate, because like obviously you can't eat in a restaurant right now, so like hosting an event in a restaurant is not happening. Plus also you're not really supposed to be in large crowds of people. So anyway, um, so he had messaged and said, "Hey, I really miss hanging out with you guys on Friday," because we also, we're doing, going to the Strauss Center like probably once a month to see shows, and that's not happening also. So he's like, "I haven't seen you guys in a while. Can we do like a FaceTime or whatever dinner Friday night? Like, he's like, can we have dinner together on Friday night?" So I'm like, cool. And so I made him download Zoom to his tablet because I was like, let's just do it on Zoom. It's just, whatever. And we each were going to order take out or something, because John and I have been trying to order at least once a week. We've been trying to like support a restaurant, not necessarily like the largest chains, but like I mean, they're like chain restaurants, but they're not like
the more of the mid-size to small.
Yes, like the mid-size casual dining chain type, restaurants in our area. So like last weekend we ordered breakfast from First Watch on Sunday morning and had it delivered. And we ordered it through DoorDash, and it came, and there were no problems and whatever. I mean, the lady, she texted me at one point. She's like, "I can't find your building." And she's like, "I'm right here." And I was like, "Oh, you're like right across from my building." And I like opened the doors and waved, and she was like, "Oh, there you are." So we, and I've ordered from DoorDash a few times just through their app and haven't had problems.
Mm-hmm.
So John and I decided we were going to order from Tijuana Flats last night. And Tijuana Flats is like a Tex-Mex restaurant that I know is in all over Florida, and I don't know if they're in other states, but
yeah, they're in other states. They're just not out in Kansas.
Right. But anyway, so we thought we would order from Tijuana Flats. And so we said, okay, let's do that. And we, picked the rest. And they've also recently come out with a new app that has like rewards points, because like the restaurants are trying to encourage people to order, and to keep business. Like I was, Sandy and I were talking about how a lot of the restaurants are doing like take it home and prepare it yourself meal kits, or they're doing like little grocery shops where you can buy, additional supplies like toilet paper and bottles of water or whatever, and like fruits and vegetables and meats and stuff. Because they have their distribution channels, they're able to get stuff, and they're, passing it on to everyone else. So I was like, cool. So I downloaded little Tijuana Flats app, because you can earn points now on your purchases. And John and I, typically go to Tijuana Flats at least once a month. So I was like, oh, cool. Let's get some points. So I go on to place my little order, and and I order it through the Tijuana Flats app, because I've ordered from Tijuana Flats through DoorDash before and it's been fine. But I was like, let me order from Tijuana Flats themselves on their new app so I can get the points.
Yeah.
So I placed my order, and it says, "Do you want curbside pickup or delivery?" And I was like, well, let's just do delivery. John took a shower after work, put on his pajamas. I'm just like, okay, cool. Like, he had a t-shirt on. So when we were having our little, dinner thing, it wasn't like he was indecent or anything. So, so So I moved the little laptop to the dining room table and I put it like at the corner, and like I have this camera like with this whole setup, you know, whatever. So it's kind of like a wider angle camera. So I fixed it so that when we were sitting at the table, it was like the two of us were on Zoom and then Mike would be on Zoom, and it was like, oh, we're all at the same table, you know, whatever, that type of thing. I was like, oh, look, you know, whatever. So I placed my order, and then I get, you know, and I placed the order. It was like 6:12 is when I placed my order. 6:20 because it's not that far away, and it doesn't take them that long to make food because, you know, it's all, when you pick chicken, there's 2 types of chicken. When you pick, you know, beef, or, you know, whatever, and they just either make it into like tacos, burritos, burrito bowls, whatever. So John and I each ordered burrito bowls and some chips to get the free delivery. So we, you know, added on a few extra things we don't normally get. Like we added on like guacamole and that type of stuff to get the free delivery.
And queso?
Yes, and chips and queso, yes. And so at 6:20, I get a message, like a text message that's like, you know, oh, you know, that I guess the Tijuana Flats app uses DoorDash drivers to do it. But because it's through the Tijuana Flats app, and this comes in play later, it was not in my DoorDash account as an order because it was in my Tijuana Flats thing. So that they use DoorDash for deliveries. So the little DoorDash, they're like, I get a little text from DoorDash, you know, here's a little link, you can follow along, your person has picked up their food, they're on their way to your house. And I'm like, cool. So I click on the little link, I'm like, oh, there they are going down like the main road. Oh, they're turning onto this street, blah, blah, blah. And then I get another message that says like, they're almost at your house, whatever. And the thing says, you know, arrival, because it said arrival time was gonna be like 7:01, which I was like, okay, at 6:20, it's not gonna take you 40 minutes to get to me, but whatever. Little did I know. So anyway, so there I'm looking at the little map and it's like, oh, they're almost there. Oh, estimated arrival time 0 minutes. I'm like, oh my gosh, they're already here. And I'm looking and they're like almost right in front of my house. I'm like, cool, awesome, they're here early. It's not even 7 o'clock. They're here early. And I'm looking at it and the little car thing isn't moving and it's just sitting there, and I'm like refreshing, and then it says, all of a sudden it says estimated arrival time 2 minutes. And I'm like, that's weird. Like they were just right here. What's going on? And I'm looking out, like John's looking out the front window, and I'm sticking my head out the door. Like maybe I need to wave them down. Like maybe they can't find me, even though I gave them my building number. You know, like maybe they can't find me. Don't see any cars like with people in them outside, like on the road or in the parking lot. Like all the cars are empty. And then it says 4 minutes. And I'm like, what? And then it says 3 minutes, and then it goes back to 4, and then it goes to 2 minutes, and it's doing this. And they're like driving around the complex trying to find me. Like they were just at my building, but they're driving around trying to find me. So they have a little phone number on the link that says you can call your driver. So I call the driver. They're not answering their phone. So I call the driver. I left the message. I called the driver 5 times. Did not answer their phone. I'm leaving messages. I'm like, hey, you know, it's Kelly. It looks like you have my order. You know, oh, you know, let me know if you need help, like finding where I am, and I can talk you to where I am, blah, 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 whatever. And I'm watching them drive around the complex. It's like, you know, and I'm leaving them messages, and it's like 4 minutes away, 3 minutes away, 6 minutes away. Wait, they're not in my complex anymore. They're on like the road here. Oh, wait, they're turning on the main road heading south. What is going on? And it's like 7 minutes away, 10 minutes away. And I'm like, and it's after 7 at this point. It's like 7:15, and they've had my food since like 6:20, or it wasn't even, it was like 7 at this point. So I was like, well, let me see. And I'm Googling, like, what do I do? Like, if my driver never dropped food off. And of course, like all the things online for DoorDash are like, go into your app, your DoorDash app, and click the help button and report, blah, blah, blah. Well, it's not in my DoorDash app because it's in the Tijuana Flats app. So I had to call Tijuana Flats, and they're like, they had just, I guess, released their app like 2 weeks ago and started this whole thing. So they've never had this happen before. And they're like, that's really weird. And they're like, well, I don't, they're like, and they're like, we don't have, they're like, we could just make it and drive it to you, but we don't have drivers here because we use DoorDash, like for our drivers, and you'd have to place an order. I'm like, well, I don't want to place another order. I've already paid for this order that's like being driven all over Tampa, apparently. Mm-hmm. And so then they said, and then someone's like, wait, the person just came in and picked up the food. They're like, person just came in and picked up the food for that order. They're in like an orange Hyundai or whatever. And it's so the manager, because I'm on the phone with the manager, and the manager's like, well, give it 5 to 10 more minutes. If it's not there, you know, be on the lookout for the orange Hyundai. And I'm like, well, that's weird because like for the past like 30 minutes, it's been in someone's car. Like the food's been driven around my apartment, you know, because it said they picked up the food, whatever. Now you're telling me that it was just whatever, you know, just picked up. And I'm like, So I wait about 10 minutes. I'm still looking out the front door. John's looking out the window. And all of a sudden we see this orange Hyundai, which John apparently had seen before. We didn't know what type of car it was before, but John saw it before driving around, you know, in front of our building. So I'm standing outside my door. I'm watching it on the thing, and it's like, it's 2 minutes away. It's 1 minute away. It's 0 minutes away. So I'm like, oh, orange Hyundai should be coming soon. I'm standing outside my front door because, you know, I'm doing this whole thing to support local business and to have contactless delivery at my house so I don't have to go anywhere, whatever. I'm standing outside my front door, and I see orange Hyundai. And I'm waving, and I'm jumping, and I'm like going, hey, speeds up, takes off towards the end of my street and starts driving. And I'm watching the little line of them driving all around my complex again. So I like get back on the phone with Tijuana Flats. I'm like, I know it's not your fault, Tijuana Flats. Like, I'm not blaming you. Like it's not your fault.
What?
But this is like a $25 food order, like to get free delivery, that it's now been an hour. Because at this point it was 7:15. I'm like, it's been an hour. I don't know if my food's been in someone's car for an hour, just driven all over my apartment complex in Tampa. I don't know what's going on. I was standing outside, jumping up and down. The manager's like, let me call DoorDash and find out. And I'm what we need to do. And I'm like, okay, cool. So then as I'm on the phone and they're trying to get a hold of DoorDash on the phone, then the orange Hyundai comes back and pulls up in front, and the guy gets out of the car and he goes, sorry, my GPS was making me go to the back of your complex. And I'm like, when I typed in my address, I typed the building number. Like, it's the only building in this whole complex with this number on it. And he's like, yeah, I saw the building. I drove past it a bunch of times, but the GPS kept telling me to go to the back. And I'm like, but my address is here. The building number's here. Like, how, you know, this is the only street with this name. Like, there's no street in the back with the same street name, whatever. And he's like, yeah, well, I couldn't find it. And then he gets in his car and like leaves. And I was like, cool. So I get back on with the manager, and I'm like, so he just dropped off food. And I said, and she's like, oh, okay. And I go, and it's cold. Like, cause it's been in someone's car for like an hour, pretty much. And I'm like, and you know, like, and it had like onions on it, you know, like, and it had like cooked chicken that had been in someone's car, which you don't know if they have the air on, and it was for like an hour just being driven around and whatever. And so it didn't smell too good because, you know, it had been sitting. Mm-hmm. It was like 80 something degrees yesterday. And so the manager's like, okay, well, let me call. They're like, I need to hang up with you because I need to call DoorDash from the work, you know, from the office, my office phone number, because that's who we have the account under. And so they're like, I'm going to call you right back. But they said, why don't you try and call also, blah, blah, blah. So of course I call DoorDash, and DoorDash is like, this is the number for restaurants. We aren't taking any phone calls. Like the message in it says, we aren't taking any phone calls from customers. You need to do the online chat support. So I go to online chat support, which is like, it's a 7-minute wait to chat with someone. Like, I was like, are you kidding me? Like, what's going on? So then I'm sitting there waiting to talk to someone online. And then the manager calls me back, and they're like, DoorDash is going to refund your money. And I'm like, okay, that's cool. And she's like, yeah, so they're going to refund your money. So everything's good. And I was like, except that I don't have dinner because I'm not going to eat this like congealed cheese and stuff. It's like queso that's been sitting in someone's car for an hour that doesn't smell good. Like, I'm like, so the person's like, well, you know, again, if we had drivers, we would drive something out, blah, blah, blah. And they're like, if you had ordered it through Uber Eats would just like send out a new driver and replace it, and we would be happy to make it for you again. And then they go, well, how far away are you? We can make it fresh and have it ready for you in 10 minutes if you want to do curbside delivery or curbside pickup. So I'm like, all right, let's just do curbside pickup. So John in his pajamas gets in the car. And I get in the car, and we drive to the Tijuana Flats, and they had asked me what type of car it was, you know, when we were coming. And before we even put we were in the SUV, before we even put it in park, they're like running out to our car with a bag of food. Like, and we had brought the old bag too, because I don't want them to think like, oh, these people are trying to rip us off. Because I know like businesses, especially restaurants, are hurting. And I don't want to be like, oh, you know, we never got our food, you know. I didn't want them to think we were those type of people. So I'm like, I brought the other food or whatever. And he's like, the guy was like, oh, well, cool. He's like, oh, well, and I said, could you throw it away for me? Because I didn't want to like throw it away in my house either. And, and he's like, oh yeah, sure. He goes, did you want to pull the chips out? And I was like, no, it's all been in someone's car for like an hour. I was like driving around all of Tampa. I feel better getting this other stuff. So there he says, he goes, well, we put double meat and cheese on your burrito bowls because we feel so bad. So he's like, so we did the double meat and cheese. I'm like, no. And I was like, I said, thank you. I said, I understand it's not your fault. Like, I know it's totally not your fault. I'm like, we will be ordering from you again. I said, but next time we're doing curbside delivery, like next time we order. And, and I'll use DoorDash again, but I'll use it through their app, not through a restaurant's app that then uses it because there's no way to get anything back. So meanwhile, DoorDash was supposed to call me last night to talk to me about my refund, and they never called me. But I was like, you know what? We got our food, whatever. Yeah. But yeah, that was my epic saga. So at 8, so we had ordered at 6:12. Plus the whole time I'm telling Mike, hey, we're not ready yet. We still haven't got our food. He's already gotten his food from Grubhub or whatever, and he's already like eaten half his dinner. So when we finally sit down to eat, it's like 8:30. We get back home at like 8:12, which is 2 hours after I ordered our food. And so it was like 8:30 and we finally are sitting down and I'm like, okay, so you're gonna have to excuse me. I'm starving. I haven't had anything since lunch at 1. And I'm like, So yeah, so that was my fun experience last night. Yep.
I went and got Mexican food last night too.
Oh.
But it was from, so I live in a very, very small town. We have a DQ, a Subway, a pizza place, which I'm not too fond of. I think there's a coffee place, diner downtown. I'm not sure. I haven't found that yet. A Mexican restaurant and a Mexican/Chinese restaurant. So did the Mexican restaurant. Mm-hmm. And they're not offering delivery, so I wouldn't pick up. And it's not curbside. You go inside.
Yeah.
And
I think Tijuana Flats has that too, but they also are doing curbside delivery or curbside.
Yeah, well, I wasn't sure when I went in, so I'm like, okay, I'm just going to go in. Nobody else is in their car. I get in, and there's 3 other people waiting. And I'm looking, and they have the little X's on the ground to say, this is how far you need to stand apart. They're 2 to 3 feet apart. I'm like, that doesn't seem like 6 feet. And they're just like randomly placed like right at the entrance. I'm like, so you have to be like really close, and then somebody like comes in there. Yeah. But the food was good. I got it really quickly.
Really good too. Our food was really good too when we brought it home. And then of course, but here's the kicker to my story. So I got my points, my little rewards points, because if you get 100 rewards, they have tiers, but like the most you can get is like 100 points is good for a free entree. So like 60 points is good for like a free appetizer, and like 30 is a free drink or whatever. So I was like, okay, so I got my reward points, whatever. So this morning I'm looking at my phone and I get a little like push notification from the Tijuana Flats app. Today is double points day for rewards.
So you guys are going to have Tijuana Flats?
No, because we have leftovers from last night because they have so much stuff in our burrito. We usually eat 2 times out of a burrito bowl anyway. We each order different things, and it's a lot of food anyway, but they put so much extra that I was like, all right, and there's Saturday night's dinner, so I don't have to cook. I was like, it's like we're eating out twice this week.
I know.
Instead of just the one time.
Yep.
Yeah, we still, and now PDQ sent out a thing too that they're doing like starting today through like next weekend from 2 to 5 instead of half price milkshakes, they're doing $1 milkshakes. And John's like, oh, we need to go get milkshakes. I'm like, John, I am not even working out as much as I was before. I'm like, we're trying to eat out once a week and trying to eat really healthy and whatever during the week. And you're like, let's go get $1 milkshakes.
Milkshakes are good. So my saga for yesterday has nothing to do with food. I went to go, I'm like, okay, I'm going to go check the mail, stretch my legs because I've been working from home, and I'm going to take one of the dogs. And I'll do this every few days because I have to walk to go get the mail or drive to it. So I said, okay, it's going to be Abrams, my little black pit.
Mr. Abrams.
Yeah, or Mr. Abrams, or Mini Snout. He goes by many different names.
That's what I call him because I always think it sounds better. Not that I like Abrams, but like I think that Mr. Abrams sounds better when you're saying like I went out for a walk with Mr. Abrams last night. Just
sounds like an old man.
Yes, I took Mr. Abrams around the neighborhood yesterday.
Well, Mr.
Abrams and I were at Home Depot.
So as I opened up the front door and he had all his stuff, had the other two sitting, and then Whiskey came up and like nudged the glass door because I have, what is it? A storm door? It's not a screen door. I guess it's a storm door. So it wasn't locked apparently, and it wasn't latched. So she got out, and then Klaus got out, and I was able to throw Abrams back in the house. And I'm like, I got the leash off of him, and I had neighbors that I haven't met yet because I moved in October and it got really cold, so I wasn't going outside. They weren't going outside.
Yeah.
In this whole quarantine, so I'll see them every now and then through my window while I'm working, and just kind of like, wow, that sounds really creepy. But yeah, so
I feel like we're all voyeurs, though. I really do. Although, because I sit at my little desk and I back up to my sliding glass doors, but I usually keep the blinds closed because the lighting just like, I'm very pale anyway, and it washes me out so badly. But I'm like, I feel like if my blinds were open, and of course, I'm at the back of my house, so I don't see as much people, but I feel like if people walk by, I'd be like, who's that? What's going on? Yeah.
Oh, I do. I'm like,
yeah,
because my window's right here. Oh, hey, the kids are riding their bike. Wow, it must be a really nice day.
Yeah.
So, I guess he has like 2 or 3.
We're all becoming like Rear Window.
Yeah, so he has like 2 or 3 teenage boys or adult boys, older, not really young. And he was out there. And I'm like, oh my God, my dogs got out. They're friendly. Can you help me? And they're like, well, I'm like, just grab them. So Whiskey like came around and he grabbed her. And I'm like, okay. And so I got Whiskey and I was walking her. And then she's like, oh, I'm not going in the house. I'm having too much fun. So I had to pick the 60-pound little pig up. She's a little heifer for her size. And threw her inside the house and then came back out. I'm like, okay, where's Klaus? And they're like, what? I'm like, I have a really big dog. He ran that way. And then they're like, oh, he came here.
They're like, how many dogs does this woman have? Why are they all so big?
Well, Whiskey's only 60 pounds. So only. So he went around the house and then he saw me. He's like, "Ooh, we're gonna play! Chase me!" And he ran around and went straight to the neighbors. And he's like sitting there, and they grabbed his collar and he's like, "Pet me, pet me!" And so I went over there and I put the leash on him. I'm like, "Thanks for that." He'll go to any stranger when we're out, but unless he wants to go anywhere, then he won't go to me because he's having too much fun. So we get in. He got, like, all of them got in trouble. I'm like, nobody's going for a walk now. And then I'm like, what is this blood on the floor? And so I'm like, hold on, wait. I know that they were chasing the cat, so I checked all the cats. I checked the dogs. I'm like, okay, what is it? And then finally I get back to Whiskey, and her back paw, and I didn't send this picture to you because you would have been freaked out. Like, she like ripped up 2 of her nails.
Oh no.
Yeah, and it was blood. There was
and nails bleed.
Yeah, there was.
You nick a nail when you're trimming nails,
Well, it looked like they kind of got pulled out, and I think it's when she started backing up and was like, "I'm not going in the house," and I'm like, "Stop! You're gonna get off of your collar," and then yeah. So went to the vet, and they trimmed all of her other nails, but not those, and they wrapped up her foot.
Mm-hmm.
And they gave her some antibiotics and some painkillers. And I mean, she didn't seem like she was hurt. She was like, okay, come on, we're going to go for a walk now. You put me in the garage so I don't bleed all over the house.
Yeah.
And she is being such a good girl. They told me that she can keep her wrapping on for, however, if she pulls it off, it's not a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
It's just more for like some cushion. Just because it's sensitive.
Yeah.
She still has the wrapping on. Like, she went to go like chew it. I'm like, Whiskey, stop. And she's like, okay. So yeah.
I need to see about getting Lucy in for grooming and her nails are like crazy. I'm like, she's really overdue for a groom. And I believe our place is still grooming, so I need to call them.
Yeah, the boys need to go and get their nails done too.
Yeah.
But
I know we have to take our SUV in for its 6 months paint protectant thing that's like under warranty, and it's like you have to get it done or whatever. So I called them the other day and they're like, yeah, so we'll come pick it up from your house on Monday and then we'll bring it back when we're done. And I was like, okay.
Oh, easy.
Yeah.
You're like, I want to see you Lysol everything in there.
Well, they have to do, there's like a little recall on it too for something with like a module that just needs to be updated. So they'll do that and an oil change and all that. And I was like, all right, cool. They're like, you can just leave. I was like, okay, so how are you going to get it from me when you get to my house? They're like, well, we'll let you know when we're on our way to your house and you can just leave your key in the car. And I'm like,
no, I'll hand it to you.
I'll just give it to you. It'll be okay.
So at the vet, because I'm somewhat rural, it's an animal hospital, and there's only one in town, at least that I'm aware of. But apparently it gets good reviews. I know somebody who would take their horse there.
Okay.
And loved it. And they have an outside.
And you have a horse named Klaus.
Yeah, kind of. Size, not same breed. But yeah, they have an outdoor large animal pen. And so we get there, and Whiskey's sitting in the car, and she likes to put her paws on the little console so she can see everything. We're sitting waiting for the vet to come out to take her in. And in the animal pen, it's full of cows.
Oh.
Like, what is that over there? I hear them at the house all the time, but never seen one. And that was one of my big fears, that they would go across like the big street that, over towards where the cow fields are, and there's cows and horses, and either she'd end up kicked or she'd go after a cow, and then I had 2 vet bills.
She'd be like, we're having beef tonight.
Like, you need to drag that back so that way we can butcher it. But yeah, so that was my fun Friday. And then all that adrenaline, I just wanted to crash after that.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Well, I think that's about all I've got for this week or this episode.
Is all I have too. Yep.
Yeah. So, hold on, because I got to finish this last little bit here. Well, I could just set it down, but it's me. And I am midway through, but I will set it down. Just so that I can focus on what I'm about to say. So, so I'm like, I don't know. So this is the part where I tell you all of our social media stuff. So you can find us on social media. We do have a Twitter that's under 2 Crafty Stitches, and the Crafty's with a K. And we just use that to post we recorded, or here's a link to our recording. We also have our blog back up, and at least, well, I've been slacking on putting the notes up there, but at least it's there, and it's got the videos, the links to the videos also. And that is that one 2craftystitches.wordpress.com, I think. Yes. And then we've got on YouTube, of course, you can also find us on YouTube under 2 Crafty Stitches. And then we are on social media. I know we've talked about Facebook a lot today, but we are most active on Instagram.
We just mainly lurk on Facebook.
Yeah. But we are most active on Instagram, and my Instagram is pearlygirl75, and then Sandy's is
Knits and Bits. And those are also our Ravelry IDs.
Yes, you can also find us on Ravelry, but I'm not that active on Ravelry at all. So, oh my gosh, and then this week I downloaded TikTok to my phone. That's how bad it is around here for me.
My sister
not to post. I'm not posting stuff on TikTok, but I keep watching videos, and it's a horrible black hole that you just get sucked into.
I'll send you my brother-in-law's TikTok account. He just started it.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I have one. I just don't post to it. I just lurk on other people's things. Anyway, so that's it for all of our stuff. and how you can find us. I mean, you could probably also find me on TikTok where I don't post things because it's also Pearly Girl 75. Yes.
Well, happy crafting, everyone. Stay safe.
Bye.